Hi, my name is Paul Moore. I just turned 54 years old and I have primary progressive multiple sclerosis. Now, of the different types of MS there are, primary progressive is the worst. Mine was diagnosed 15 years ago in the year 2001 when I just turned 39 years old. Since then, the progression has been very slow and very gradual, but very constant with apparently no end in sight. I can't walk at all anymore, not for a couple of years now. I've been in this chair full-time, 24/7 for over 4 years now. I used a walker to help me walk for many years before that, but see, very slowly as the years went by, my walking became worse and worse to where I couldn't use the walker anymore. I can't even stand up anymore. That went over a year ago, and it's a real problem. It prevents me from doing even basic activities. I have other physical complications as well, but we don't have time to go into all of them. As is common with MS, there's a great disparity between my left and right side. My whole left side does okay. It's really weak, but at least I can voluntarily move it through the full range of motion. My whole right side has got absolutely nothing. My right leg and foot, I can't voluntarily move at all anymore. They're completely dead for a long time now. My right arm and hand is just not functional at all. I do absolutely everything, and I mean everything with my left. I do absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing with my right. As I said, I have other physical complications as well, but we don't have time to go into all of them. So my whole life over the last 15 years, it's just been a series of retreating back and back and back with no end in sight. I seem to be losing function and abilities now slowly but constantly as the years go by. However, I don't dwell on these negative things at all. I'd rather dwell on the many, many good and positive things in my life so that I really don't get sad or depressed about anything. I really don't. In fact, I have always referred to my MS as the great blessing in my life because that's what it is. It's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. That's a strange thing to say, I know, but I really mean it. MS humbles one a great deal, and humility is a good thing, everybody. It's probably the best thing. My great blessing I really don't see as a disability at all anymore. Well, it's a tremendous inconvenience, but that's all it is to me anymore. It's just an inconvenience. I'd rather see it as an extraordinary opportunity God's given me to perhaps participate in the apostolate of suffering, hopefully in an effective way, thereby uniting my great blessing with Christ, and thereby sharing in his mission. And what greater vocation could I possibly be given? Through the midst of all of this, I have tried never to say, why me? I've tried always to say, well, why not me? See, I can see how God is masterfully, providentially connected all the dots in my life in an absolutely amazing way to prepare me for this vocation. He's given me with great love. I've had many different chapters in my life, and I can see how each one of them have contributed in their own unique, special way to prepare me for and to help me live this vocation. It's been the amazing providence of God. Many things, many experiences in my life that God knew I would need. For instance, through the grace and providence of God, I was born into a large, loving, very close family. I was born into and given the Catholic faith, which is really the greatest providential gift of my life. From a young age, I've been given a very exercise mentality, which serves me well today. I had a 10-year career with the Federal Bureau of Prisons. That's afforded me with a wonderful medical retirement and great health insurance benefits connected to that retirement, which are indispensable today. I had a 5-year religious life experience that taught me a great deal about prayer and the interior life, which is so important in living with the great blessing today. I draw from that experience every single day. It's really this and my Catholic faith in general that have shown me the eternal importance of living this vocation well, and of its significance in contributing to my own sanctification, the sanctification of the whole world. At one time, I thought I was called to the priesthood with the Legionaries of Christ. That explains my religious life experience. But since living with the Great Blessing the last several years, with it slowly but constantly getting worse, I really have had the sense of God saying in my prayer, I don't want you to be a priest. I don't want you to be a husband or father to anyone. I don't want you to have a really successful career of any kind, not even a good job. I don't want you to do any of these things. And by the way, all of them good, legitimate things any man should aspire to, right? But I really have had the sense of God saying, ultimately, I have never wanted you to do any of those things. I want you to do this. Do it and live it well. I'm watching. So see, this is the vocation I've been given. This is what I've been called to do. Of all the things I could have been and done with my life, God wants me to serve Him this way and no other. That's why every day now in my daily prayer, I pray, God, help me to accept, love, live well, and embrace the great blessing as it is now, and as it will or might be in the future. I pray, God, help me to accept, love, live well, and embrace this vocation You've given me with great love. I pray, God, help me to see, to accept, help me to love even, and embrace myself as I really am. You see, guys, I've never been very good at voluntary penance or making voluntary sacrifices. I've always been way too weak when it comes to such things. Well, God's given me a body to suffer in. This probably is the mercy of God in my life, that He's given me this means, this way to serve Him and the world. It's the apostle of suffering. You see, God has not forgotten me. He's given someone as weak as I am a way to serve after all. You know, the great blessing is really hard. It doesn't feel good. Sometimes it hurts. Believe me, I'm not sitting around smiling all day long. But yet you guys cannot believe the joy. Joy comes from me in knowing that I'm doing God's will as best I can. The joy also comes from being able to unite my great blessing with all of its aches and pains and discomforts and struggles of the day, with my daily interior prayer life. This gives me a great consolation. You know, prayer doesn't take away the physical pain and mental anguish. These things remain with you, right? Nevertheless, prayer does give you a certain moral strength that allows you to bear any burden patiently. So, as written in the Universal Prayer, I pray every day, God, I want to do what you ask of me, in the way that you ask, for as long as you ask, because you ask it. Every day at the end of my morning prayer and meditation, I get the opportunity to say, God, every ache, pain, difficulty, struggle of this day, I unite to the sufferings of Christ. Every ache, pain, discomfort, struggle of this day, I offer for my particular intentions of this day. It gives me a great consolation to do this. I know that I'm contributing, that this vocation is contributing to the mission. My Catholic faith assures me of this. Again, I know I've got to do and live it well. So redemptive suffering in your lives, realize it, accept it, even embrace it. Don't waste suffering of any kind, whatever form it comes to you in. Remember, it probably is the mercy of God in your life that He's calling you to participate in the apostolate of suffering. You know, the crucifixion of Christ on Calvary wasn't some historical event that happened 2,000 years ago. Calvary is happening today, every day. What Christ suffered for us on the cross 2,000 years ago, He's now doing in us, in our bodies. Just as Christ offered His aches and pains on the cross to God the Father for the salvation and redemption of the world, why can't we now offer our aches and our pains and our setbacks to God through Christ for the salvation and redemption of the world? In light of this, it is a privilege for me to be this way. It's not a very glamorous vocation in the eyes of the world, but it can be beautiful and fruitful. All of this can have great meaning and value and purpose, depending on the way I live it. So I can look back now, and I can see how God has masterly weaved all the circumstances of my life in an absolutely amazing way to prepare me for this vocation. I can see how all the previous chapters of my life have each contributed in their own unique, special way to prepare me and to help me live this vocation. I can see the loving, providential hand of God guiding me, directing me. I didn't always know He was directing me, but He was. Always guiding me to this, His better plan for me. Because of so many graces and blessings in my life, that's why I can't get sad or depressed about anything. I can't. Because of so many blessings, I can see God's almost making this easy for me. His providence in my life has been that amazing. I reflect on these things every single day. In Christ and my Catholic faith give all of this great meaning and value and purpose. You know, if I can quote a modern saint, Saint Jose Escriva, he says, "How beautiful is our Catholic faith. It provides a solution for all my anxieties, fills my heart with hope, it gives me a great peace of mind." And I would say to you, that's a pretty nice way to live, isn't it? Nice way to exist. I mean, it's a pretty nice way to go through life. So bloom where you're planted, everyone. That is, use all the circumstances God has given you in life, especially the limitations you have, whatever they may be. Unite them to Christ in and through your daily prayer life, through your patiently enduring them day by day, month after month, year after year if necessary. You will be an effective instrument in the mission. You can find great meaning and value and purpose in those limitations. So don't fear the cross. God will help you carry it if you ask. Carry it willingly, and you'll actually find strength in that very cross. Find the joy in your lives. Enjoy your life as God has given it to you. That's what I mean by bloom where you're planted. Perhaps more importantly, make sure that your life brings joy to others. A true joy. Find the joy that is in God's will for your life. Do this, and it'll be a wonderful life and a wonderful vocation, as this has become for me. It can be a great blessing. Now keep praying, everyone. Thank you, and God bless.